Hi kids, this is Ivan. I'm going to be super brave today and talk about one of the most contentious subjects you could ever bring up on an RPG forum, and that of course is alignment. This will get more threads closed than just about any other topic. Now first off, I'll start easy and say that I like the two-axis system. This isn't because of nostalgia, but I like the law chaos axis and the good evil axis because I think that's fairly accurate, and you can kind of sort of get where somebody's coming from just by putting them on those two axes. You know, if we were going to be super realistic, like as in psychology, we'd probably have 10 different axes for people's personalities, but I think that would be too unwieldy, too complex, and the game would no longer be fun. Now, to be real simple and start off non-controversial, I'll talk about what I think those alignments basically represent. And of course, you're free to come up with completely different conclusions, which is great. To me, lawful evil is kind of like the dictator. Neutral evil, well, he's bad to the bone. Chaotic evil, he's kind of a psychopath. Lawful good, he's sort of like a missionary and crusader. Neutral good, he's like a goody two-shoes. Chaotic good, he's into the random acts of kindness. You know, he's a free thinker, he's the hippie, he's the college professor. Lawful neutral, he's into rules and order. He's the kind of guy that will say that God does not play dice, and these are the rules, and this is how things should work. Neutral guy is going to be like, whatever, it's all good. And chaotic neutral is going to say, stuff happens, what are you going to do? Now, I like the idea of not necessarily having to choose your alignment right from the get-go and be able to kind of like figure out where you are over time based on your character's actions. I don't see the reason to like declare an alignment right from the get-go unless you're something like a paladin or a druid. And while I'm on that topic and I get more controversial, I'm fairly liberal with stuff, so I'll let assassins be neutral. And you can probably even make a case for a good assassin if he's working for some specific cause or something like that. Ditto for Rangers. We're not playing Middle-earth. I don't see the need for Rangers to always be good. The DM, in my opinion, gets the final call on how alignments work in his or her game. They get to decide how these things work, and as a player, you can kind of talk to them a little bit. But, I just don't like rules lawyers, and even worse, I don't like alignment lawyers. I don't like somebody shoving down my throat how the alignment should work and how I should play the game. I bought this book, it's mine now, and I get to decide how the game works. It's my game. I don't care what by the book says. I'm going to make this world work the way I want to. Now, I'm fairly liberal in terms of alignment stuff. I'm not going to be a jerk, if you're doing something that's a little out of alignment. Come on, good people do bad things sometimes. Bad people do good things sometimes. There's no reason to just be looking at somebody with a microscope wondering if are they acting true to their alignment. To me, it's just kind of crazy, and that's kind of being a jerky DM at this point. So unless somebody's like a paladin and has some real specific, strict requirement, I'm not going to be that crazy. Even with a paladin, if they can explain why they're doing something, then I'll give it to them. I always have to laugh when alignment discussions come up because people will start talking and posting multi-page responses, and I always say, look, the greatest philosophical minds on the planet Earth since time began have been going over and wrestling the subject of morality. And you can go to your library and find just shelves and shelves of books in this. And to think that a bunch of us geek gamers are going to solve the problems of morality on an internet forum is frankly quite absurd. So just have fun and play the game.